Personally, I'm all for it. I mean, we watched them go up when they first started in June, and the big thing was when the first one went up. It's like, just the immense size of it was really awestruck, really, that you could create something that large. And every day you'd see one or two more that came to work, and then when they got good at it, there's 3 or 4 more every day. And all of a sudden you see this whole thing across the ridge. Then one day they all started turning. Right now we can lay claim that these are the largest windmills in the United States. How long that lasts, someone's always going to build a bigger, better one somewhere.
We were a family farm. We had 65 milkers, probably 110 head. It's a hip roof barn just down below on the left, red barn with a silo. It says Ben Byer and Son on it. We were born and raised there. Basically farming. My dad was pretty tight with the money. We never had a lot of money, but we had a pretty good upbringing. When these windmills came in, he thought it was a lot of money to be getting to have these things on his property. But now that he's got them there, he's not so happy about them. He does not like the noise at all. He says, I never dreamed they were going to make this much noise.
For those folks who are lucky enough, if you might say, to have one or many on their properties, they're very happy because they could be making $6,000 to $7,000 a year per unit. And there's maybe 7 on one particular gentleman's farm, and so 7 times 7, the numbers, you add them together and they're very happy. But then again, if you talk with the people who are in between all of those, who get up in the morning and they look up and then they see the sea of windmills, you have a direct opposite reaction. You know, some of them are saying, well, it's maybe intriguing to you, but I have to look at them all the time. I'm getting no economic benefit. There's no electricity that's coming back to me as a person, or I'm getting no money from this. And aesthetically, I came here because I wanted to be away from everything else. And now what I'm seeing is, you know, there are more people who are around because people drive in and out looking at these things. And so their reaction is much different.
My mother-in-law just a week ago called her. She was having a fit. They raised her assessment $100,000. That's a lot of money. A retired school teacher in her late 70s. So are our taxes going to go down? No, our taxes are going up along with our utility rates. And I don't think it's fair that we should have to put up with this to benefit somebody else and not our own self.
It's short term, but it was beneficial that way. The restaurants, you know, they all had to eat, so how that affects, I mean, that's only when construction's happening. How it goes from here, mainly all it's going to benefit us is taxes, and I hate to say it, but I get the feeling that the school and everybody, when they get money, they'll just blow it. I shouldn't have said that, but that's, you know, it's making it too easy.
Yeah, right?
You know.
We don't get anything back from that. I mean, there's tax dollars that are derived, but no one is seeing that there's a lowering of taxes.
The neighbors, and I believe these are the adjacent properties, as in, you know, contiguous, were given the opportunity to sign a neighbor agreement. So they did have to, they got money, and I don't know how much it is or how, under what circumstances you get it, but they receive a payment of some sort. But they have to sign away, I believe, a couple of their rights when it comes to perhaps litigation or something like that.
They sent me a contract in the mail. This is my 3rd contract they've sent. Nobody showed up. And they want the right to be able to go over, under, or on my property anytime they want if I sign that contract. I ain't signing that contract. I don't care if I get nothing.
These windmill groups have landowner agreements. That's what they're calling them, landowner agreements. What they are is basically gag orders. Once you sign that contract, they give you some money. You can't speak out against them. You can't speak out. You know, if you do, they'll come after you.
I think the people that have to live around them don't care for them. There's a few in the mobile homes with the neighbor clause that they did get signed, and they think that the little bit of money that they picked up, wow, it's great because I can't believe that they're going to give me this for nothing. They don't think that far.
I've been snowmobiling for like 25 years. I've been coming up here for 15 years, and you know, Flat Rock Inn has been one of the spots that I've stopped at. This area has been destroyed landscape-wise by these windmills, and as they add windmills, I believe they have like 120 in right now. As they add windmills, they will close trails. They will limit areas where we can ride.
Tug Hill was one of the few spots in New York State that had snow. So if you don't want to snowmobile, your choices are come snowmobile around snow windmills
Or don't.
or don't at all.
No, I'm saying that no, the concern is that the trails are being closed by the farmers and the wind developers. That was
Yeah, that could be a concern. Historically, the farmers have been almost too easygoing as far as allowing snowmobiles across their property.
I hunted quite a bit down in the Fenner area. Helped out, worked baling hay with some farmers, and in return they'd let us hunt their property. The deer population on the land that we were hunting on probably was cut in half.
There's quite a few turkey hunters up here, and I haven't seen a turkey around here nowhere since these things have turned. Deer, I've seen a few deer, but nothing like I used to see. They used to always be out in the field here behind the house, and we haven't seen nothing since they've been turned.
I got a small fish farm. I raise fish, part of the farming, and I had 2,300 fish died, just like that. And so I started checking this stuff out, see what's going on, and well, I found silt screens that were ineffective, and a couple of sites behind the house, they had bulldozed off. Probably had a berm as high as the ceiling, and they just cut holes through it and let the water go right in the creeks.
Yeah, he had problems with his runoff. He's got a big pond just down here off to the left. Probably about a half a mile below the tower. His house is right there, and then behind his house he has like a 7-acre pond, and there's a generator on that hill behind the pond. And the silt all ran into his pond and murked up his pond for the summer. And he was pretty aggravated over that also.
And they were putting a lot of stuff on the road up there to keep the dust down. And I came up, checked the corn or something up on the crossroad, and I see him putting this stuff on by the tankers full, and I went over to the trailers and I told